Welcome back. Alrighty, time to build the front of the treehouse. And let me tell you, it was a little bit of a chore. It, trying to get a flat piece of metal to round itself out, or as the people who fought in Vietnam would say, round those almond eyes out. Um, yeah, it was a little bit of a chore, but it was definitely worth it, I would say, the first time and the second time. We'll get to that eventually, don't worry about that. But what I want to talk about right now is, do you ever get an idea in your head and it's like an infection? That's all you can focus on. It kind of consumes the whole part of your day. Like, if your brain power is 100, it's taking up 93 of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got one of those going right now, and I am absolutely jacked about it. But that's for another video series that we'll get to eventually. But I just want to tell you, I think this is what I should be doing all the time. Just building stuff. Yeah, it's what brings me the greatest joy. Yeah, I do love it. Yeah, except in the winter. I don't love it in the winter. uh, these panels were really... It was a fight to get them to try and make that curve. They follow it, but they want to stay flat, and I put a bunch of bars in between it. And what I did this run is I made it a foot wide because I still have quite a bit of rock up front, and I thought it would look cooler the wider it is. Yeah, that ends up being a detriment, but we'll get to that. It's no big deal. Yeah, I've also been following a lot of AI news. Boy, let me tell you what. I don't know what's gonna happen, but if you listen to one side, it's definitely the end of the world. If you listen to the other side, it's prosperity, and we're just gonna have to pay everyone to stay home because the robots will do the work, which is that's a cool thought. You get to just do what you love or something that brings you joy. But here's the problem: for a lot of people, work is what brings them joy. So yeah, the world's gonna change, and it's gonna be very interesting. I hope it's for the better, but yeah, I am gonna hold my breath as well. Don't be no naysayer. It's a cool thing, There's gonna be a transition period that's gonna maybe not so great, maybe not so good, but yeah, there'll also be some things that are just unbelievable. You guys been messing with any of these AI art generators? Oh my goodness. Do yourself a favor. Go out there onto like Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and join Cursed AI. They're the funny ones. And if you want to see the real wild shit, go out there onto Reddit. Reddit is they're next level. Whatever you do, don't go to 4chan. There's actually no AI there. Those are just people who they know the truth, and they're gonna let you know about it too. Yeah, but stay away from there. But do yourself a favor. Get on to just join a couple of these AI art groups. The stuff people are making is so good. There's stuff that's like aesthetically pleasing and beautiful. Sure, that's funny. But then there's the memes that people are creating that are golden. Yeah, that's the stuff you want to see. It's pretty. Oh, there's that dang rabbit running around the yard. You see that? Nah, that's Lucy. Lucy likes to make sure she's outside with me But she doesn't want to help. No, not even a little bit. But she does want to be out there. You know, she kind of moves from one shady spot to the next. In the winter, I bring her bed out there and try and keep her somewhere close, but sometimes she just comes inside. You know. Yeah, it's good to have a little puppers running around with you. Yeah. What a mess I made in this backyard. I can't believe it looks like that. So right now it's, when I'm recording this, it's, what month is this? April. So my yard's all super green and stuff. It looks really different right now. So yeah, that's interesting to see. Anyhow, this putting up these last couple panels, I was short by 4 inches. I'm sorry, I think I was short by 8 inches for this last little gap here, and I had to cut one piece and put it in there. Oh, yeah, those panels aren't cheap. So when you end up with a little short piece, it's like, ugh, not great. Because every time you cut out a strip, those prongs that are sticking out, you got to cut those off too. So you lose 4 inches of the panel, no matter what. If you're cutting the other way, I guess you'd lose 2 inches, but I ain't cutting that way. So I ended up with one extra full-size sheet, and I tucked it behind the shed. Don't tell anyone, I got other projects involved. That was the first time. But, yeah, no. Yeah, there's a second time as well, which we'll get to that. But, yeah, that's, you know, we'll let the videos kind of play out, and you'll see exactly what happened. This front part actually was a lot more work than I anticipated to begin with. Once I got the curve all down, I had to really make sure it was secure on the inside, and so it would keep the proper width together. So I had to put 1 foot steel bars in between it, and then wrap 9 wire. And I put a lot of them in there. I put an awful lot of them in there, and yeah, it's just tedious work. But you know, that's the stuff you have to do to make sure it's real solid and secured. So, yep, that was a fun part of the build. Not. Yeah. The cool thing is, though, is even after doing all that little stuff, you know, sometimes you don't want to, and you spend a little time outside, and you're like, oh, gosh, not today. But then you go just do one thing. And if you do one thing, then you're like, oh, shoot, there goes my whole day. I've been out here for the last 10 hours. Very good. Yeah. And it's interesting. So I don't ever listen to, like, music or anything when I'm building. I just kind of, you know, float around in your own head. That's a good way to build, I think, anyway. And it's really neat, the different ideas you come up with, and then you kind of try and build them in your head, and then you think about them, and they, you know, you can change them, they can be manipulated, and then occasionally that gem rolls out, and you're like, oh my god, of course I'm gonna do that. Yeah, that's kind of been this whole project is, well, I'll just build a little treehouse because, you know, I want to build something. And then, well, that's a cool idea. I'm going to add that to it. Yeah. And then every cool idea, add that. And then any cool idea, whatever's the coolest, that's the one that wins. And that's how we ended up here. So, you know, that's what everyone should do. Look at me go, just trying to make little adjustments. I did an awful lot of staring at it, you know, trying to figure out, is this right? Did I do it? Is it okay? You can see all the bars I'm putting in. That's I take those from whenever I cut down pipe at work. I just cut it down to little 1 foot sections, and then yeah, I have another little art thing in the yard that I had a whole stack of it, so that was handy. That art thing didn't turn out the way I liked it, so you know, it's still up, but it just sits over there, and eventually I'll get a hair, and I will I'll figure out what the heck I gotta do with it. But right now, it didn't work like I thought it did. Oh, see how you make a circle? You put a string and then draw a circle. That's the best way to do it. The problem is that thing, the inner curve and the outer curve aren't the same. So how the F do you match that? You know what I'm saying? Well, I figured it out. Don't worry about that. I just did another string. Got it close. You know what I mean? Come on, it can't be that difficult. Yeah. Circles are really strong. Cylinders also really strong. Put them together? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see how strong they really are. Yeah. Man, I absolutely struggled with trying to make sure that circle stayed nice and intact and kept its shape and everything. It was very difficult. But, you know, I had a good time doing it either way. And, in fact, I loved it so much, I wish I could do it twice. Anyhow, we're coming to the end of the video, and I love each and every one of you. Goodbye!